Today we're joined by Justin Townsend, a man whose journey shows the resilience really looks like growing up in Oakland, California. He was surrounded by violence, addiction, and poverty. While most kids were focused on grades and sports, Justin was hustling just to survive. Sleeping in parks, battling addiction that nearly cost him everything. At 30, he made a decision to change his life. He got sober, earned his GED, and built a movement called Breaking Impossibilities. Now as a motivational speaker, podcast host, Justin uses his story to inspire others, proving that with grit, faith, and self-belief, you can turn struggle into strength, make the impossible possible. Justin, welcome to the Roots of Ambition, big dog.
What's up?
Man,
what's
you
up?
ain't
to the podcast, dude.
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you for having me on this podcast, man. It's an honor. Shout out to the Roots of Ambition, man.
Thank you, brother.
Phenomenal setup you guys got here, man.
Thank you.
I love it, man. So, yeah, man, let's get this thing started, huh?
Well, man, you gave me the honor and the opportunity to come onto yours, Breaking Impossibilities podcast.
Yeah.
Right? I saw one of your commercials fly through Instagram. I'm like, man, I got to meet this guy. Shout out. You scheduled a date, and I want to tell you thank you for allowing me in my space to share my story, bro.
Yeah.
Now, we got you on the other side over here with the Roots of Ambition, bro. We all have stories. We all have different angles. We all have struggles. And I think with the podcast, bro, the ultimately, man, is to be able to share our stories, and hopefully we can point someone in the right direction.
Absolutely,
You
man.
dig what I'm saying?
For sure, man. If we could just help one person, man, that's the motto, really. If we could just help one person, man, we're doing a service in today's world, you know?
Absolutely.
100%.
There's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of people, mindsets is all messed up, you know, and for me, it's just like if we could just spread some positivity or motivational speeches or whatever it is, just some endearment, man, that people can really take and hold on to and really prosper into the day. Like, it's not about having a bad day yesterday, it's about making today better than it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, making your day better, but also sharing that out to the world. We were just talking this morning, is like, a lot of the time social media has so much negativity, and everybody's so quick to jump into the cancel culture and to the bad type of comments. But if we can turn that around and instead use it for positive, and like you said, just put a message out there. If we can help somebody that just hearing the one thing that needs them to just get them over the hump to just, change their life, then, or somebody maybe in situations like yours that they think it's impossible, and then you're proof that nothing's impossible.
Yeah, for sure. That's what Breaking Impossibilities is all about, my guys, is understanding that, when you take that word impossible and you break it down, it says I'm possible. Right? And that's huge. And just like when I was incarcerated, when I was locked up in Santa Rita jail, right? And that's in Alameda County in Dublin, where I was sitting there and I was doing some time, and I thought about, like, what am I gonna do different in my life, right? And for me, it started with my own positive self-talk, the things that I needed to do to really make sure that I was going to be the better version of myself than I was. I got out, went to a program, right, at one point, and while I was in this program, I ended up going back to jail, right, for some stuff that they thought I did. Whole identity thing got mixed up or whatever, and just because of my rap sheet, they put a warrant out for my arrest because the cop thought it was me. They didn't know that I was doing good, in a program, and I went back, and this is where my motivational speaking really was rooted, right? And I went to church when I was in jail, and I was only there for about 9 days, but within them 9 days, I went to church. And the pastor there put on some motivational speeches, a motivational speaker, right?
Okay.
Never really seen a motivational speaker. Didn't even really know who Eric Thomas was or any of that, right? And he put on Inky Johnson.
Oh, bro, he's good.
Inky Johnson. And I heard Inky Johnson's story. And I says, man, that's powerful. You know what I mean? When he walked into the school and he told the security guard, I'm going D1. And the security guard was like, nah, little man, you mean C block D1? He was like, nah, bet, watch me. And he ended up going to Tennessee.
That's right.
Right? So I said, man, that's exactly how my life was, how I was living, right? Just the the perception of you're growing up in the hood, you're not gonna amount to anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that right there is really, that's what influenced me when you talk about just that one thing that sticks with us, right? Those words that help us identify, like, what is it that we're gonna do differently? And from that point on, I was like, I showed everybody that video when I came out.
Yeah.
I made sure I wrote it down, wrote his name down. I'm like, hey, y'all got a pencil? Because we're in church, you know, who got a pencil? Let me write this down, you know? And I didn't want to forget that name, Inky Johnson, you know? So that really, you know, if you ever see this, Ink, I just want to let you know, man, I appreciate you, man. You helped me change my life, man. So
obviously that video was part of what started to fuel that. But you mentioned, so the first time you were in jail, you were already started to having the, you know, self-talk and trying to do better. So what had, because obviously you didn't end up in jail by having the best of thoughts, right? So what triggered that? Just the fact that you ended up in jail? Like, what triggered you started to talk to yourself differently?
Well, I tell the story a lot. It actually started before I even went to jail.
Okay.
I just didn't know how to do it. You know? I was never shown how to do it. My dad went to a program, but I never thought of that was gonna be me, right? My dad got clean and sober when I was about 11, 12 years old. And I remember seeing him when he was about, when I was 12. My grandma ended up getting really sick, having a stroke. She had to go live with my auntie that was already clean and sober. My dad was still drinking. I remember my grandma saying that, you know, my grandma and my auntie, I guess, told my dad that they wanted him to get clean and sober. Yeah. And my dad went away. I didn't know where he was. I didn't ask no questions because I never was really with my dad. I would just go and visit my dad from some time to time. And, but back to your question is that I was already making that decision. Like, my role models, I didn't have no role models showing me anything different. My mom was in and out of prison. I grew up on the corner of High Street in East Oakland. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up at the park selling crack. Like, this wasn't something that I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go be a plumber. My mom was always, go get a trade. I'm like, I'm trading this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
trading them rocks on the corner, baby.
Yeah, so I was sitting outside of and I shared this on my podcast too, but I'm sitting in this truck. I'm sitting in this car actually, and I'm about to go hit this lick, right? I'm about to go take this work truck with all the work tools. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sitting there, and I was tweaking so bad. I was so high that I got stuck in the car. And I was tripping off of everything else, like, oh man, they looking through the blinds. Oh man, like, and then I'm just worried about everything else. By the time, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock comes around, this man is coming outside and getting in this truck to go to work.
Yeah.
And I said, damn. And before I could say, man, I missed it, I was like, damn. Man, how do I get like him?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, man, and I was like, first of all, I'm hella mad.
Yeah.
I just missed the lick.
Yeah.
Like, I was about to get like at least 500. You know what I'm saying? I was for sure about to get some money. You know what I mean? Like, at least, you know? I'm like, damn. But I'm like, how do I get like this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. Yep. I'm going to have to wake up every day needing something for me to be productive in my day.
Yeah.
Was that thought that well put together and that loud in your head, or was it just kind of like somewhere in the back of your head, or was it that clear?
I came to terms with that's how I was going to live for the rest of my life. It came in and went just like that.
How old were you?
Ooh, how old was I?
Bro, how old are you right now?
I'm 38. I just turned 38 in April.
Really? Right on, bro.
Yeah, so
Almost 20 years younger than you.
every year of my 30s, I've been clean.
Bro, right on, bro.
Right on.
So I went
Congrats.
to jail. I went to jail the day after my 30th birthday.
Just,
You know what I
stuff,
mean?
bro.
And then I got clean, and then my last use was April 27th, 2017. My first day clean was April 28th, 2017.
Respect, brother.
And it's been on and popping ever since. It's just been,
How do you feel, bro?
I feel fantastic, bro. I
Yeah.
got a podcast. I work with the youth. You know what I mean? We just did this big backpack drive. I'm writing a book. I got all these different things going on in my life. I got a beautiful wife. Shout out to my wife, Tenaya. I love you, because, I mean, she pushes me, right?
Shout out, mama. Let's go.
It's amazing how when you find this partner in your life that supports you no matter what.
Yes.
Right? It's not even that you're my wife, but you're my partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So shout out, man.
Speak on how important that is, man. Like how many times, and we talk about this a lot on the podcast, and this is one thing, like for me, that I really try to push to the young kids that come across, to the guys who work for me, how important your partner is, right? Because I've seen on the other side, bro, where they choose the wrong partner and they're constantly in just trouble, making bad decisions, doing bad things. Can you just point? I know you did a little bit, but just dig into that a little bit more. Why it's so important to have the right partner along you with your life?
Bro, it's important to have the right partner in all areas of your life. Regardless if it's a friend, right? If it's just somebody that you can bounce stuff off of, a business partner. The marriage is the same thing. The marriage, she's my best friend. She's my business partner. We argue about money. We have differences about, I'm not even saying, we argue. We definitely argue about money. We have differences about different things. Yeah. But what happens is we come to the table and we figure it out and we say, okay, this is the plan of action right here. That's right. So it's super important, because where I come from a broken home. Right? I'm 3-4 years old watching my mom and dad fist fight. And then they're gone. They're split up. And then I'm just with my mom, and my dad's living with his mom, and I wouldn't go nowhere without my mom. Yeah. It didn't matter if she was sleeping in the car or not. I'm there. But then if she was in jail, then I'd be with my grandma, my auntie. Sometimes I'd be with my dad.
Yeah.
But so I come from a place where, I don't have these role models. I don't have this thing that is showing me the way. Yeah. I don't have the Bible of life. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. Bro. I'm not sitting there like, oh yeah, like this is how I live. No, I watched my mom and my dad fist fight, and then any of my mom's boyfriends, they were fist fighting. And by the way, my mom won. My mom won most of the time. Nice. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if she wasn't getting the best of them, then I would be jumping in. Didn't matter what age I was. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, those are the things that, like, I didn't have the Bible of life to show me exactly what a man's supposed to be. I was shown what a man is not supposed to be. Yeah. But I didn't know that then. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
So it's very important that we understand that we pick somebody that is going to be loyal, trustworthy. See, loyal and trustworthy are two different things, right? You could be loyal, but are you trustworthy? Can I trust you? Yeah. They go hand in hand, but two different things. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Do I know that you're gonna be there? Like, and some people might disagree, but hey, everybody has their own opinion. Whatever. But for me, I can trust you, but I can also know that you're not gonna be loyal, right? So they have to be loyal. They have to be trustworthy. You have to support me. Yeah.
And vice versa.
1,000%. 1,000%. Like, there has to be support back and forth. Like, I support you, you support me. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? And my favorite thing is this. If we have an argument or we have a disagreement, if we have an all-out shouting war, I don't know if you and your wife had that. You guys seem like the perfect couple. But
she beats his ass, bro.
20 years.
I seen her with the barbed wire tattoo. I knew she was about the business. So, no. But I'm just like, hey.
She's from Oakland too.
She's also from Oakland, dude.
Oh yeah, okay. So
we had her.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm just joking. But you know what I mean. Like, hey. But at the end of the day, like, it's that all-out shouting war, but we can come back. Yeah. Right? It's like the magnet.
Emotional maturity.
Boom, and we come back to it. That's the most important thing about my relationship. And if anything, is to understand that you find somebody.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's why those two things you said, right? So you have to make sure they're loyal and trustworthy. And so part of trust is trusting that you're gonna be there when I fall, make mistakes, and do something stupid, and maybe say something stupid. We are in those situations where
we're not
we
perfect.
we're not perfect, and it has to work both ways, right? When she's not perfect, she has to trust that I got her back.
Absolutely.
No, for sure.
And so that's why it's important. But you know what's beautiful, what you were saying about how you grew up without, not the normal typical family. You have all the reasons if you wanted to be a victim.
Yeah, I was just.
But you're choosing not to, and everybody else can too, right? Danny, I know your story. Your story is also, similar. I come from similar situation, even though I was lucky enough that I had my mom, and my mom was a stable person throughout my life. But I grew up without a dad. Come from also a broke situation in Mexico. We can all choose to be victims, or you just say, you know what? I'm gonna make some mistakes because I didn't have the Bible, that book, to know how to do this the correct way.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out, and I'm gonna, do it with intention to do better. Because one thing that at least we did, and you can choose it. At least for me, is like I've told this to Danny before. Is like I might have not had a dad to show me how to be a good dad, but I had not just my dad, but many males to show me what not to do. Because they were shit humans, and so I know what the wrong thing looks like. I just have to do the opposite and figure out how to get there.
And I definitely agree with you 100%. And two, I just want to put in there that just because my dad used to fight with my mom, or my dad was living with his grandma, it wasn't that it's not that he wasn't present in my life.
Right.
Because he was there. And he was a damn good dad.
Okay.
When he was drinking, it was a little abusive, for sure.
He wasn't perfect.
But I mean, it wasn't that he was just whooping my ass though, just because I was sitting there. No, I was obviously doing something.
Right.
I remember I used to practice my WWF moves on my sister.
Yeah.
And then he would come and pick me up by my hair. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things like, I'm not the perfect child
right.
by far anyway, either.
Yeah.
I was the demon. I was a demon child. Like I call it demon mode. I was in demon mode, for sure. Like anybody could tell you that he was a motherfucker. You know what I mean? That little boy, he was, but so, excuse my language.
No, you're good,
you're good.
But like,
I just got the picture in my head. I can see your ass coming down. Oh,
I used to grab her, drop her down, put her in a sharpshooter, all of that shit. But, and then when my dad got clean and sober, he never pushed a program on me. But what he did do was he was always there no matter what. And I played that guilt game on him. I didn't say, oh, because you did this or not. I didn't do none of that. But I knew if I asked him for something, he would buy it for me, no matter what it was, because I knew he felt bad. So I knew he felt bad, right?
And you were playing it.
And I would say, so I need this and I need that, Then he started adding incentives on it. I need you to do X, Y, Z. And I made the honor roll, right, at school.
Right on.
First time ever, because I would go to school and just play basketball, play with the girls. I wasn't really, wasn't focused. I failed the 7th grade like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Not because I wasn't. Not because I didn't know how to do the work. It's because I just didn't do the work. I didn't apply myself. But my mom was in and out of prison, bro. I really had, this disruptive thinking that I was just, it was just like nobody cared about me, even though I did have people there. And I still have that. Like, I still know that, like, for me today, there's like some family that are not talking with me right now. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts. It hurts. But I have to keep moving in this direction. Yeah. Right? I have to keep moving in this direction because, at the end of the day, I love my family. And no matter where we're at in our relationship, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love my family. And yeah, we might not be seeing eye to eye right now, or we might not seeing that, but I know that I was always supported, right? I didn't receive the support that I probably wanted or at that time needed because people were addicted to drugs. I didn't get the best opportunities. So these are the things, But my dad, though, for sure, he was there. And, you know, up until his passing, he passed away last August, August 4th.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and it was quick, you know. Beginning of July, he had a stomach ache, took him to the hospital, found out, you know, he had a mass on his pancreas and liver, you know, and then he came home July 17th or something like that. We had to take him back to the hospital because he couldn't go to the bathroom. Everything started swelling up. By August 4th, he passed away. It happened real quick, you know. So
did you feel like you were able to say what you needed to say and work all those things out with your dad before his passing?
Yeah. We
You're lucky.
Yeah, we had a really good relationship.
That's great.
I got a question for you, bro. Did your dad had issues when he was younger? Did you know about his upbringing with his dad? Did a lot of his trauma come down on you? Now that you're older and you're on the other side of the hill and you can look back on it, because like for me, I when I came out of my addiction and fully like becoming more aware, I started like to really do a deep dive with my mom, and realizing, damn, you know, she went through it, right? And it makes sense why she was the way she was with me, right? Do you know how bad it was for him growing up, like understanding why he was the way? Why did he have a drinking problem? Was it just because, or was it something he was trying to get through himself? Or how bad was his addiction? Was it just alcohol? Was it other drugs? It was everything. Or
Pops was a Rolling Stone.
Well, okay.
Yeah, Pops was a Rolling Stone. Like from popping yellows and reds, and he used to tell me these stories. You know, like he used to sell dope and stuff like that back in his day. Pops was a Rolling Stone for sure. He so there wasn't much. You know, my pop was born in the 50s.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting your ass whooped was normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, it was normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, so I wouldn't say that he was traumatized or had any PTSD. His dad, my grandfather, they say that maybe he was drinking and he drove off a cliff in Washington State.
Oh, wow.
So I think the thing is that he might have committed suicide, or he was just drunk and then drove off the side of the road. Right? So, you know, I don't want to say that I don't know 1,000% if he committed suicide.
Right. How old was your dad during that time?
My dad was young.
Yeah, so it definitely had to have an impact.
Some kind of impact on him.
My dad was young, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It did, and yeah, absolutely. And we always used to say, you know, I miss my dad, you know.
Yeah.
But he was a mama's boy.
Oh, your pops?
Yeah. He's the oldest boy. So it's 6 kids. He's the oldest boy. The 2 oldest are my aunties, his older sisters. So, and then my aunties and him, they were close, right? So they were all close, but you know, my grandma has always, like, I don't know, but since I remember as a little kid, I used to walk in her room and, you know, the what are those scales? The balancing scales, the old scales, the ones that the triple beam, the triple beam scales. Big powder.
Really?
Mounds of powder.
No.
On
Grandma?
her thing. Grandma. Mounds of powder. Yeah. So,
in Oakland?
Absolutely.
Really?
Right? Yeah, for sure. I'm leaking all the news. But she's gone too, so
Yeah, but
whatever. But no, yeah. So I both sides of my family was you know what I'm saying? Like they were in it. You know what I mean? My mom's grandma, she was a really big influence on my life. My dad's grandma, she really just took to my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she had this weird thing about me. I don't know what it was. She just didn't really mess with me like she messed with my sister.
Right.
But my mom's mom was my ace. That was my, you know, she was the one, but she was hardcore too. I remember I was about like 7 years old and she was like, baby, I'm gonna show you something. She was like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, what you do is you get a holster, a shoulder holster, right? You put your little 22 or little, you know, something right here. And if somebody's talking shit to you, I want you to just, you know, say, hey, okay. And when you walk away, you just reach in and pop, and you're walking away. Nobody knows it's you, right?
You're 7?
That's deep, dude. That's deep.
I said, Grandma.
That's deep.
That's crazy.
I was like, can I go to the park?
Yeah, bro.
Can I go to the park?
Trying to go play hide and go seek or something?
Grandma, like I'm 7. She's
Yeah.
like, you're gonna be the man of this family.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the man of this
Old
family,
school,
right?
bro.
Because I was the oldest, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I was my mom's oldest child. My dad has 2 older sons. They're my older brothers. But yeah, so I'm telling you, my whole, like, now that I'm diving up into it, this is gonna be so much content for my book. You know what I mean? But like, cause like when I'm sitting there trying to write, it's like
It's so many
I'm like,
things,
oh
huh?
my God, I can't do it. I just close my computer, right? I'm like, fuck it, like, you know. And but yeah, but
That's crazy.
no, for sure. And I think it's like, man, yeah, it's just it's a lot.
All right, man. I got to ask this question, brother. How was it being a white dude raised in Oakland? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there's a lot of brothers there, right? I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood inside Logan.
Yeah, but you Mexican. You
Yeah,
good.
but I was fighting every day and getting my ass kicked almost every day, bro.
You fighting?
Because I was getting in fights with the brothers and then with a lot of the Mexicans who didn't like the blacks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my friends were blacks, so when they saw me walking around with the blacks, oh, come over here, bah, 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 bah. You know, you can't be doing that. Like, I'm confused, bro. I'm cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for you, how was that experience growing up in Oakland? Did you have an experience like that? Did you deal with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, issues like that?
Well, I can tell you this much, man. They used to tell me that they can see me from the moon. That's what the police told me one time.
I don't mean to laugh, though, but that is 100%, bro. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, I can see you from the moon.
Yeah. You can't hide, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't hiding.
You know, and one of my PE teachers told me the same thing. She says, she's like, Townsend, you're not on your number, right? It had to be on my number for PE. It was like 6th grade, you know? And she was walking from like maybe a half a mile away where the gymnasium was, and we're all the way by the street. And Townsend, you wasn't on your number. I was like, yes, I was. She pulled me over. She says, honey, you like a fly in milk. Okay? That's just, and the red hair don't help. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Honey, come on. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm just like, you know, it was an interesting experience. And I talk about a lot of this too, like, you know, because a lot of racism, like, you know, I'm like, racism comes up a lot, right?
Absolutely,
and I'm like, and for me, it's like, there's a lot of people that talk about white privilege. Mm-hmm. I didn't experience that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't experience that. I did when I ended up going to jail. I can say that. I did when I ended up going to jail. And that's just my thing is that, you know, I was OR'd a lot. You know what I mean? Oh, he doesn't have a record, let him go, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So, but then when I started like getting caught for the crimes, you know, they would catch me doing these crimes, then it was a different story, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of evidence when I was getting caught when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like for me, I was the minority.
Yeah.
Growing up in Oakland. I was the minority. I didn't have too many problems. You know, there was for sure a lot of fighting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There was definitely, you know, but you in the hood, right?
Yeah.
You in the jungle.
Fighting no matter what.
You in the jungle. Like it don't matter you growing up wherever you are, kids, we're gonna try to impress on our, you know what I'm saying, our strength. I'm stronger than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you seeing fighting going on at home. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, growing up in Oakland was probably the best thing for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because it made me who I am today.
Okay.
Right.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
like I love it. I love it. I love being from Oakland. I don't like what's going on in Oakland. I don't. You know, it's really bad right now. But you know, but yeah. So like going to school and everything. I used to, you know, there was a lot of racism towards me.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of white jokes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Opie Cunningham jokes. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of Carrot Top jokes.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And then it would be like, oh, white boy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You think you good because you white. Woo, woo, woo. Like, I didn't understand that.
Right.
I didn't understand that. I was like, what do you mean? I sleep on a couch. I'm eating top of ramen for dinner, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? What's
We
good?
come from the same struggle,
What's
bro.
good for me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you come into school every day with Jordans on.
Yeah.
I'm coming to school with Shaqs on. Like, bro, like, hand-me-downs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I ain't gonna. My auntie used to keep me nice and knitted, man. You know what I mean? With the nice shoes and stuff like that. But they weren't the Jordans.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wasn't the Jordans. Like I didn't have the nice shoes and nice clothes and stuff like that. I used to go home and I used to have to pick clothes out of this big mound of laundry in the kitchen that was dirty. And I just had to smell it to make sure, well, man, this don't smell that bad. I could wear this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
so it's like, but then you're like, oh, white boy, you too good for this. Oh, you think because you white, oh, you think this. Oh, you know what I mean? Get your white ass out of here. Like, oh, what you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I experienced racism, you know, but it's not that I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, nah.
You never fell victim to it though.
I'm
bro.
not victim to it because it was misinformation, right?
Yeah.
It's just kids being kids.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's just kids being kids, but I was accepted though.
Yeah.
I was accepted. You know what I'm saying? I was accepted by the kids. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't outcasted or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I was good to go.
Yeah.
And then when I was able to start playing basketball, then I was really good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, but nah, man, I love my community. I love my brothers. I love Oakland. I really, got plans for trying to do something to give back to them, man, because
Absolutely,
you know
bro.
what I mean,
That's
get
what we
back
do.
in there. But like for me, man, I love it.
So at what age did you start having issues with drugs, bro? Right? When did that start to kick in for you? And when did you notice that this was becoming a problem?
Probably about 14.
Okay. Well, what did you start doing? You started doing alcohol, or you
I used to steal my grandma. I used to steal my grandma's Bammer weed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and smoking that. I used to steal my dad's joints, smoke them, cigarettes. Remember, I was smoking cigarettes, man. I lit this little clubhouse on fire, and the motherfucker went up into flames. I was like, oh shit. So I stopped smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. So at what point, how did that lead you to sleeping on park benches, bro?
So what happened was, man, so that's a story because so 11, 12 when I started I always was able to sip on my auntie's beers and drink or smoke a little bit or this, that, and the other. But when it really became a problem is when I noticed it was a problem is when I started to do coke.
How old were you?
I was like 14, 15.
Oh, so that went quick.
Yeah. But I also, when I was sleeping on the park bench, you know, I was selling crack. I was like 13, 14.
Started young, bro.
You know, I started selling weed and then I started selling crack. And then I was heavily involved in the streets. Things started to happen where my mom would go to prison and then I wouldn't be able to I couldn't stay at my house. So I used to sleep across the street at the park. Well, really what happened was I would just sit on this bench. I would be up all night and I would be waiting, you know, the knocks come through and that's where they know where they find me. Sometimes I would sleep on the bench.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be raining. Sometimes I'd be out there,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like when my mom would go to jail or something like that, then what would happen is I would I wasn't really allowed at the house. You know what I'm saying? Probably like more 14, 15 is when it came really bad.
Yeah.
You know? But those are so and then I started to use ecstasy. It went from weed and ecstasy and then I went to cocaine, and then I was spending all my money that I was making selling crack, and then I was going to the coke spot and buying coke. And then I was running out of money.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
And that's for me, that's where I was like, damn.
When did you get locked up the first time?
So when I got locked up and started doing I got locked up in Utah when I was like 20, and I did about 30, 60 days. And then but when I got locked up and I did some time, I did about a year. And it's not a whole lot of time, but that's the most time I've done.
Shit. 1 day locked up is a lot of time for me, bro.
So I ended up, that was when I went to jail when I was 30.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, when I was younger, I used to get caught for certain things and they would just OR me. I didn't have a record and I'm young, you know what I mean? So they would just be like,
yeah,
let me go.
Yeah.
I remember there was one point in time, man, the police was looking for my brother and I ended up having to, like, I was getting stopped every time and they were looking for him and my other brother.
Oh.
Like every day. Like, and they would run up on me and they would grab me by my throat because I would have the rocks in my mouth, or they would just roll up. And when I did get caught when I was younger and I did like 3 days and they let me out, they found crack in my sock because I had it in my mouth and I put it in my pants and then it fucking dropped out of my pant leg when they were searching me, right? And fucking I told them I smoked it though.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I smoked that. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they, but anyways, I did a couple days in that and then I ended up going to Utah and then that's, my mom went to court and got that dismissed for me.
Yeah.
Because I moved out of state.
That's when you were around 20.
That time I was 18. I was 18 when I got caught and then 19, 20 is when I went to Utah.
So if you had to pinpoint a thing that addiction has taken from you, what would be the thing that's hurt you the most? That you lost from addiction?
Ah, man. What has addiction taken from me? My mom. My mom, man. Yeah. My last years with my mom, man, I was getting high, and we ended up getting high together, and it's something that she never ever wanted to do,
I was gonna ask you that.
I never thought I was gonna be smoking dope with my mom. When I first got back, she didn't even know that I shot dope, but she ended up finding the needles in my bag because so happens when I get there, her card comes up missing and she's looking for her card. And now that I think about it, they probably thought I did it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but they probably try to use me like, oh, he's back, let's take her card because there was a lot of people there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And, I should have just started smacking people, to be honest with you. Now that I look back at it, I should have just took my gun out and started smacking everybody, but I didn't. I wasn't even thinking about that, but so, and then she searched my bag, looked in my bag, of course, and so she found my gun and then my needles, and I was like, damn, and I just got back from Utah.
Damn, bro.
I just drove to Utah and surprised her. And then she was like, and then one time she was like, here's your bag. And I was like,
Yeah. What did she tell you?
she didn't tell me nothing. She said, here's your bag. Put this in the room. This doesn't need to be out there.
Oh, wow.
She's like, because you know what's in there.
Yeah.
She made it sound like she was talking about
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Right.
So,
she was talking about the needles.
yeah. What was the last positive memory that you had with your mom? like one that sticks out? Like, I wish it could have been like that forever. You know what I mean? Did you ever have that with her?
Every day I was with her.
Yeah?
Yeah, every day, even the bad days. I'm grateful. Mom was there for me. She used to cry and say, damn, I could have did better. And I said, damn, you know what, Mom, you might not have been a good person, but you were a great mom. We were never in the system. When you were home, we had food, we had shelter. When you were gone, you know, we had people to watch us, you know, my grandma and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, you know, but I wasn't allowed. When my grandma left to Minnesota, I wasn't allowed back in my house when my mom was gone because of I'm in shootouts.
Yeah,
People shooting the house up. People scared to death when I come around. The only
Right.
reason why they let me come around is because it's my mom's house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and she the dope man, so whatever she say goes, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I'm not going to school, I'm not doing none of that. But the last positive memory that I have of my mom is the last day I seen her, she was making omelets for everybody.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah, and she asked me if I wanted one, and I told her no. I didn't want one, and I was wondering why. I was like, why are you making everybody an omelet? They should be making you one. You know?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And she was like, yeah, and then we're sitting there, and my friend JR, she's sitting on the couch, because my friend JR, my mom's friend JR too, she let my mom drive the car. You know, my mom loved to drive. She used to have all the nicest cars, the Cutlasses, muscle cars. You know what I
Really,
mean?
bro?
Camaros, like she, IROC, all of that, you know? Trans Am, like, yeah, mom's is a driver, and you know. And I get my driving from her. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're really good drivers. My little brother, he's a phenomenal driver too.
Yeah.
You know, but JR calls the hospital, say, because my mom had congestive heart failure and she was fighting cancer at this time.
Oh, man.
So she had to go she was going to a checkup. So she called Highland Hospital and said, hey, Sue's gonna be late, da 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 da. She's like, they're like, we know how she is. My mom was late for everything. My dad used to play this joke, like, your mom's gonna be late to her own funeral. She was, I swear. She was late. She was late getting them bombed and everything. It was crazy as hell.
Oh, no
yeah,
shit,
it was so crazy. We got to delay the funeral because she's not here yet.
Yeah,
is
wow.
what the mortuary told us, and I was just like, you got to be fucking
kidding me.
I was like, Pops was right, you know. In the middle of signing these papers when she passed, but I'm like,
That's crazy.
I'm like, you know, I'm sitting there, and you know, I can't even remember if I ate the omelet, but my mom used to make the best omelet, y'all. The best. Oh my God. Like, yeah. And anytime I go anywhere to eat, I always get an omelet. You know what I mean?
Oh, right on.
But we're sitting there, JR's like that, and then my mom's petting the dog. This used to be my dog. I found this dog, and I used to rescue the dogs around the area, and my grandma used to just be like, my grandma was a dog whisperer, so she would take care of she would, you know, but I used to abuse this dog, kick the dog and all this shit. So the dog didn't like me no more.
Yeah.
When my mom came home, my mom took the dog and loved the dog and has had this dog for years now, you know, at this
Really?
point. Yeah, so the dog's name was Coco. So my mom gets Coco, she's over there, and Coco used to growl at me. If Coco was laying in the bed and I would come up to say something to my mom, she would try to bite me.
Yeah.
One time I had to hit her in the head with a baseball bat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because this bitch tried to bite me. Like, this my mom, bitch. The fuck is you doing? This my mom. Like, hold on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I appreciate you protecting her, but like, don't do that with me. You know what I mean? But we already had our issues, me and the dog, you know? So I'm like, and I'm, you know, I hope nobody comes and gets me, but, you know, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, bro.
You know, yeah, I smacked the dog. Oh my God. But anyway, so I go and my mom's petting the dog. You be good now, Coco. You be good. And I'm sitting there and I'm hearing her because I'm always listening. When I'm with my mom, I'm always listening to what she's saying. I can hear her. Right. But I'm not tuned in. You know what I mean? So my ears are on her. I got one eye on her, all of that. You know what I mean? And because that's just how I am, you know, with my mom. Like, you know, and I'm like, and I'm hearing her. She's like, when she said this, it's what fucked me up. She says, you're going to have to listen to him, and I want you to be good for him.
Oh, shit.
And I looked up and I was like, bitch, who you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, somebody was like, you just call your mom a bitch?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, don't worry about how me and my mom talk.
Yeah.
I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm like, what's
Yeah,
going
what
on?
did you just say?
Mom, I said, what are you saying? She's like,
Oh, man.
well, you know. And I'm like, what? Do you plan on not coming back or something? You plan on going to die? She said, well, you know, I'm not going to be here forever.
Oh,
and I was like, what?
Man, that's cold, bro.
I said, what? Like, I said, I said, you need me to go with you to the hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't need you to come with me. And, you know, because I know for sure, like for me, and I wasn't calling my mom a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like,
understand.
You know what I'm saying?
it.
I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing over there? Right? It caught my attention where I'm like, that don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always taking the dog side. You ain't never taking my side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You always taking the dog. What are you talking about over there? I'm like, Mom, like, what? You know, and I was just like, and no, of course she don't want me to go with her because she's gonna make sure everything is safe, everything is good.
Don't worry about
She's
me.
taken care of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is my mom gonna? What are you guys doing for my mom? This is what she needs. You know what I mean? That's how I am. So she knows, like, no, Dad, you're not coming with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And then she didn't come home.
Oh, fuck, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, she didn't come home.
What was it?
She died in the parking lot at the hospital.
From what?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but you know, I don't believe it. You know, they say that my mom had some opiates in her system.
Oh.
I'm like, nah, my mom don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so. But she had heart problems. Oh. She just beat cancer.
Damn, bro.
You know, so for me, I believe it was a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The thing where I got the opiates from is that the police was saying that they found some in her wallet or whatever, you know.
They just attributed to that and just a chocolate.
Or it could have been anything, but you know, I think that she, had a heart attack really.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, to be honest, to this day. There's a lot of different things a lot of different theories that we might have, you know. But yeah. So she didn't come home for a whole day.
Damn, bro.
And this is the trippy part. I wake up, I'm like, I hear somebody doing this shit. I'm like, hey, where's my mom at? I was like, where's my mama? You know, I used to call her mom. Where my mama at, man? And the people that, oh, is she not back yet, Justin? And I'm like, Coco is laying in my room on the floorboard whining. I'm like, what the fuck? Bitch. Like, what is you doing in here?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? So now I'm tripping. So now I'm like going around, hey, where's my mom at? Where's my mom? You know, where's my mama? You know? Wake up, I'm calling JR. Hey, you see my mom? You got her? Because she had your card. Nope, I don't see her. Okay, cool.
Oh, shit, bro.
I'm like, all right. I says, okay, something ain't right.
Yeah.
I says, I'm going to call the jail. I'm going to call the hospital. You call the casino, whatever. She would just go to the casino. Mind you, my mom hasn't driven in months, you know, because her car broke down, you know, and she loved to drive. So I'm like, damn. I'll go back to sleep. No, I call Highland Hospital. Talk to the security guard. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm looking for my mom.
Was this the next day? This was the next day you called, or that night?
I called that night.
Okay.
I called that night. I'm like, hey, yo, where's my mom? You know, give her the name, da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the other. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. Nobody's here by that name. It's not, nobody checked in. I need to talk to this department. We don't know what that department is. Boom. Boom. I'm like, okay. Called her jail. She's not in jail. You know, I called him back. She's not at the casino. We're going to go check for her. I said, all right, I'm going back to bed. Right. I wake up again. The dog's in the bed with me.
Oh, shit, bro.
This is a dog that doesn't like you.
That tries to bite me all the time. Yeah,
Right.
it's like cuddle up with me. Like she's my fucking dog again, you know? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, this is weird as fuck. I says,
You said it, Phil. There's
I
something
looked at the
wrong
dog
here,
and I
man.
was like, I'm gonna find out what's going on, okay? I got you.
She was trying to tell you there's something going on.
Yeah. So I go out, I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, boom, I get a call. It's JR. She's fucking crying. We found her. She's like, I need you to get here right now. Come to Highland Hospital. What? We're in the parking lot. Get to the parking lot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so get there, go in there, and the doctor's like, doctor tries to talk to me. I says, I don't give a fuck what you got going on right now. Just take me to her.
Yeah.
Just take me to her, you know. Takes me to her, you know, I see her, I give her a kiss. You know. She didn't look like, her lips weren't blue, you know, so it's like when you tell me that cause of death could have been because of narcotics, you know, for me, it's like, you don't look like someone that just OD'd, you know? Like, so for me, those are the things that I had to battle with, you know? So, and I share that on here because I really don't want to put her business out there because she was very private, but like at the end of the day, these are the things that I had to deal with, you know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of, I want to point that out, bro, because those are the things that make us or break us, you know? And I'm sure it wasn't an easy road after that.
Nah.
Which leads me to my next segment, right? You start to turn your life around.
No.
No. I'm kind of fast forwarding.
Yeah.
Right. You go to jail. You're introduced.
Mom died. It went.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
It got real bad after that.
It got real bad.
Yeah.
Right. You end up in jail. You go through the mud. Right. You brought it up when you and I talked on your podcast. Was you were a buffalo, right? You were a cow at one point, and eventually you turn around and say, I gotta change this shit, bro. I gotta change my life around one way or another because ain't nobody coming to save me.
The bison.
Right? You're the bison.
Yeah.
You turn around, you went through it, right? And a lot of people don't understand. Especially the people who are probably listening to this right now who are going through it, right? You have to turn around and deal with that shit, right?
Yeah.
So you meet Inky Johnson, you hear his story. At that point, you start to make revelation to yourself. You start to turn things around. You get your GED. Is that correct? What made you want to get your GED?
When I got locked up, I always knew when I was sitting outside in that truck that when I get locked up, when it does happen, right, I'm going to use that time to get my education.
Yeah.
Because it's going to help me make the time go by fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I went into Santa Rita, I immediately signed up for the program dorm. Actually, I'm in an interrogation room with the police. They're, throwing photos at me of myself, not of anybody else, but of myself, because I just went on a high-speed chase in this $125,000 motorhome, you know what I mean, and got away.
Shit.
So, and they got pictures of me jumping out, getting in my car, and then getting away, because I was high-speed specialist, right? They used to call me Kick One, because I would kick one and I would get away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I could drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. I love to drive, like my mom. And they've been trying to get me for months. They've been chasing me for months and years, for last year for sure, right?
Yeah.
At this time. And I'm sitting there and they're throwing me these pictures and I'm just like, I tell them straight up, man, they're like, what kind of hat is that I had on, And I took it off and put it on my knee. I was like, man, I was just like, they're like, what was you doing yesterday? I was like, it was my birthday. I was chilling. What was y'all doing? Yeah. And I'm already kind of figuring out what they're asking me. We're the Auto Theft Task Force of Alameda County, called ACRAT, right? And I'm like, okay, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I noticed the old man, he he was chasing me one time, and I ended up getting away from him. That's a funny story too. They were lost, and I was like, hey, I'm looking at 2 old white men lost in Oakland. I'm like, I pull over like, hey, what y'all doing out here? Right? Should have known it was the police. I'm like, hey, where y'all looking for? They look, hey, we're looking for, we're looking for this street. And little do I know, they're on this street. It was Eastman Street in Oakland in the 30s, and I'm like, yeah, okay, follow me. And so I'm driving, and they're like trailing behind me. They're falling back, and I'm like, hey, come on. And I'm stopping like, hey, come on. So they're coming, and then I look in the mirror, and I see one of them on the phone. I see the old man that's in the interrogation room, and this is like months before this. And I'm like,
oh.
He says, yeah. I says, oh my God, I know you. Yeah. He says, because he said something to me. He says, man, we've been trying to get you.
No shit.
So man, we've been trying. Look, and I says,
Fast and the Furious over
and
here.
I said, oh, red Honda. Because I had a red Honda. Yeah. And he says, yep. I says, fuck. You gonna charge me with that? He says, we're gonna let this one go. We're gonna let that one go. I said, okay. Because when I dipped off on him, I seen like 3 more squad cars come to me. Shoot, 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 shoot. And I'm like, oh shit, right? Because it clicked like, man, we were on Eastman. Yeah. Again, I'm high, tripping, not even thinking. So anyways, but yeah, so we're sitting in there, and then they're like, yeah. And so we're talking about it. He's like, what kind of hat is that? And I'm just looking at the pictures, and I'm like, man, First the cop asked me if I wanted a Coca-Cola. Mm. Rule number 1 is you don't accept anything. Mm-hmm. I said, nah, I'm good, I don't want shit. First he came, because he's arrested me too, you know what I mean? And he sent me to the hospital for my leg, Yeah. And my leg was so messed up because I broke it, and I had MRSA and all of this, that they would have to send me to the hospital and leave me there. And when I would wake up, I would get up and I would leave the hospital, right? So I did it to him. Yeah. I did it to a few other cops. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm like, nah, I'm good, Larson, I don't want nothing, Because he comes and gets me out of the holding cell like, Townsend. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck do you want, bro? Leave me alone. Like, bro, like he would just pop up at weird spaces and just get me, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, what do you want? Leave me alone. Like, I don't have no I'm not doing none of that, bro. Nah, let me, let me just go. So I'm like, I don't want no Coke this time, And then the other ones just like talking, what kind of hat you got on? Whoop, whoop. And in the pictures they're showing me get out the motorhome, I got the same hat on, right? Yeah. I just throw the hat on the table. I'm like, man, you know what kind of hat it is, man. I was like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Whatever it is that we got going on, I'm not even going to fight with you. I said, I'm done. I said, but you need to let my girl go. Let her go. She had nothing to do with it. Yeah. Well, she has a record. I says, I'm going to tell you right now, them stolen cars that she's been to jail for in the past were mine. She just got caught with them. Mm-hmm. I said, they weren't even hers. Those were mine. So she wouldn't even have a record if it was like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, she had already did some of her stuff. I says, but I know the last stolen car she was in jail for, that was my stolen car. You know what I mean? That was mine. And she, so this one, she don't have nothing to do. Let her go. So they ended up letting her go like within 30 days. She just had to do, I took all the charges or whatever. And then I looked at Larson, I said, man, let me get 2 Cokes because I'm going to be sitting here for a while. And he was like, yeah. And that's when I said, and then that's when I was like, well, I guess it's time to get my GED. Yeah. So time to get my GED. So for me, that's where I started to really like think about doing something different. I was back and forth to court all day, like for like 2 weeks straight, and I'm coming down. You know what I mean? I'm falling asleep with my slippers on.
Boy, that was my next question, bro. Yeah.
I'm falling asleep with my slippers on the bed. I got my big homies. They taking my slippers off and throwing them on. Like, hey, you living like a Viking. You walking around in all these court cells. People pissing and you're laying on your spot. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's real structured in jail, especially Santa Rita. Real politics, like, you know what I'm saying?
Everywhere, bro.
White eat with the whites, Mexicans eat with the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, boom. I'm like, okay, but I'm like for 2 weeks back and forth to court. Yeah. 2 weeks. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember the time I woke up, and I was just talking to somebody about this. I remember the time I woke up and I didn't need nothing. I didn't need no dope. I was rested. I was good. And I was able to do 10 push-ups. And that's when I knew that I did never want to go back to that. That I was free. I was out of that tunnel and I didn't never want to go back. Because if I went back, I would be so miserable that I had a chance to change my life and I didn't do it. So I took that opportunity and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do everything different from here on out. I signed up for the program dorm. I went to the program dorm. I didn't care what class they taught in that program dorm. I was going to church. I didn't like AA or NA, but I knew if I was gonna pick one, it would have been NA. And then I didn't like bacon. I didn't like none of that shit, but I went to all of it because I wanted to learn how to be a new person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
So for me,
can you explain real quick NA and an AA to people that don't know?
So NA and AA is Narcotics and Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a program of other recovering addicts and alcoholics that come together, share their personal experience, strength, and hope to help other addicts and alcoholics get through the addiction part and be a better version of themselves. You know, they help you walk through the 12 steps, get yourself a sponsor, go to meetings, go to a program if you need to, and that program could introduce you to NA or AA. You can be introduced to NA and AA too. Just go look it up, aa.org, na.org, and you can find meetings in your own city, and it's just other alcoholics and addicts sharing their experience, strength, and hope to help other people get through addiction. Like, you don't never have to use again if you don't want to.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
right.
actually speaking at a at Tri-Unity area on Saturday as well.
This Saturday coming up?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. So, you know what I mean? And, but yeah, for me, bro, it's just like, that's when I knew that I was about to do something different. And then when I'm in jail,
That's
y'all,
awesome, bro.
I create a list, a goal list of things that I wanted to do.
So all that came internally from you?
Yeah.
So do you believe in greater design, or you believe in you carve your own path? Because listening to your story, and I think that's where you're going with it, it's almost like you were brought and this was a point where you needed to be so that you could become the man you are now.
I believe everything happens for a reason. You know, what is greater design? Can you explain that to me?
Greater design, basically everything happens for a reason. There is a greater, whether it's God, whatever you want to call it, Buddha, whatever, a greater entity that has a plan for your life. And these things that have happened to you have happened for a reason. It's just a different way of saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I believe in both. You kind of have to carve your own way, but you also understand that everything happens for a reason, right? And it's kind of hard to think about it now that I think about it, to understand, to believe in, I believe in both regardless, but to really put both of them together, because really for me is that I am leaning more towards God's will than my will, right? And I know that everything that happened to me was for a reason. I say I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I would have loved to go into the military though. I would have loved to have done that. Like, I was too scared to die, but I'm out there running around with guns and gunfights and shit, right? And I was terrified to die, but that's what I'm doing, right? And like getting shot at and shit, but I was afraid to go to the military where it would have been okay to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
teach you how to do it, brother.
Yeah, like if I were to do it all over again, I would have went to the military, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. But yeah, I love a good military movie. But absolutely, man, because I know that when I was in jail, I made this goal list, right?
Speak on that, bro.
I made this list, and it was, I'm gonna get off probation. I'm gonna go to the Honda dealership, buy a car, right? I'm gonna, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning, because yeah, you want somebody that's loyal and trustworthy, but you also want to be that person that's loyal and trustworthy, right? You can't find that if you're not that.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly it. Often people says, well, there's nothing good out there. Well, are you the person that somebody that has those qualities will want to be with?
You want to attract who you are, what you want to become. You know what I mean?
And you set the tone.
Yeah.
You know what 100%. I'm saying? Especially if you find that person that loves you and supports you, you're going to set the tone and they're going to follow.
Yeah.
Right? Or not follow you, but join. Let's use join, right? They're going to join you in that path, right? So for me, I wanted to be a loyal person. I wanted to be an honest person. I wanted to be there for my family. I wanted to be dependable for my father, my sister, my brother, my nephew. And I wanted to be there for my family as much as I could be, at least, you know. And I wanted to get my license. I never had a license before, right? And even though I knew it was probably going to be a little hard now that I got a lot of Grand Theft Autos, high-speed chases on my record, you know, reckless driving. Like I used to go backwards. I used to go the wrong way on the freeway to get rid of the cops. You know what I mean? Like I got news articles. You guys can look my name up and it's going to be like, bing!
No
like,
shit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
O'Connor over here, bro.
I wanted to find somebody that I can be loyal, honest, trustworthy, loving, and, you know, faithful to, right? That was huge for me because I was never faithful. And I wanted to get married, buy a home, and I wanted to get a job and go back to school.
So you started to put it on paper. You started to manifest your change, bro. You wanted it.
Yeah.
Right? That is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Did you read a book? Did you read something that told you that's what you should be doing, or that just came out internally?
That came out internally.
That's fucking awesome, brother.
That came out internally. Like I've noticed too that a lot of things that I end up doing is like I'm gonna say it now that it's from God, because I'm reading the book of Matthew right now. Right, I'm like diving into the Bible, you know, and I'm reading the book of Matthew. And how the Lord's angel came to Joseph and just told him to leave when the great Herod, I think I'm saying his name right, was coming, sent the wise men to come get Jesus and his mother, right? And Joseph, the father of Jesus, right, was visited in his dream to leave, to get out of there, right? To go to Egypt, I believe it was, right? Oh, look at me remembering the scripture.
Yeah,
okay.
Look at you,
bro. And then again, and then they were saying, I will let you know when Herod dies, right? Are you guys familiar with the Bible at all?
Very, very little. I'm
no trouble, because I'm very little too. I just got done reading these passages.
I'm immature too in the Bible. I'm learning.
So, and then he gets another Lord's angel that comes in and speaks to him and says, now go to Nazareth, I think it is, right? He's gone. But then, so for me, that's who's speaking to me. But it was my mom, right? Because she's gone already, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I got to write this down on paper. These are the things that I want to do. These are the things that I got a free mind. Like, I haven't had a free mind in a long time, And then, now, granted, on the other side of this list, there was a small list, just in case I did go back to the streets, that, you know what I'm saying, I was going to go take care of some business. I was going to go, I always wanted to go hit a train with cars on it. So I was going to see if I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna go get an ATM machine.
Might as well step it up a little bit.
I was like, I'm got a clear mind. I could start planning these things. I could start doing these things a little different.
Right.
But thank God I was able to put a big old X on that list. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what. I kept that list. I ended up going to Marin County Jail because I did Santa Rita, and then they transferred me there. And I couldn't finish my GED there because I had to because they didn't have that there. They had something else, like they had high set test or something like that. I didn't want to do that. I already started my GED. I took 2 of the tests already and I passed them. And I just got out of surgery because they took me and they took this metal plate that was infected while I was in jail. And so I was all fucked up taking this test, you know. But I get to Marin and I go to the program during there, and I got like 30 days to the house. I got sentenced. I had a release date, and that's when I thought about going to a program. And so the nurse there, because I went there in a wheelchair because I had stitches and I had a recast on my leg because they just took the plate out. So I get there and they, the nurse practitioner there had been dealing with me. I had to re-walk, I had to get the stitches removed, everything while I was there. And when I was in the program dorm, I was signing up for this program. I was like, you know what? I had another dream. I'm gonna go to a program. I can't go out. I need to go to a program. I cannot go out. If I walk out of here, I have keys in my property, I'm gonna steal a car in this parking lot, and I'm gonna get back to Oakland to go find my girl because she ain't been answering my phone calls. So I need to go to a program. I had this dream. I gotta go to, right? Same thing with the backpack drive, bro. I had a dream. Like, it was like something that came to me, you know? And now it's all coming to me after reading the book of Matthew. Yo, it's crazy. I'm having this revelation right now, but it's like, it's God speaking to me, you know? Amen. So, on the Roots of Ambition podcast, y'all. This is where it's happening at, right?
Let's go.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, damn, got to go to a program. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go to a lot of programs. I don't want to go. I just did a year in jail. I don't want to do hella program. I want to do a year program. I want to do like 6 months. My dad went to Salvation Army. I want to do like my dad. I'm calling, Dad, I'm going to go to Salvation Army just like you, Dad. Good, son. I love you. Well, it's about time you getting your shit together. I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, now I got to go. You wasting my money on the phone. Click, you know.
1-800 collect, baby.
Yeah. Pops used to keep money on the phone when I used to go to jail, though. It didn't matter. And so then I'm talking to one of his counselors there. He's like, well, hey, why don't you go to St. Anthony's Foundation Father Alfred Center? And I'm like, I've never heard of this. What is this, a Catholic place? He said, nah, actually it's not. He says, you know, it's a 1-year program. I said, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that shit. Hell no. He was like, yeah, but you know, there's people that saved up like $10,000. They got a working program. They help you get a job, da-da-da-da-da. I said, they do what? Save money? Hey, how do you do that? What? They do this, huh? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute. Damn, I had to think about this. So me and my cellie were talking about it. I said, you know what? So let me sleep on this. Wake up. I'm like, man, what you want me to do? It's like, do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Signed up for it. Comes down. Mind you, my release date is coming up, right? Because I didn't get sentenced to a program. I got a release date. I got a go home date. I'm about to get out. Right. I'm like, I need this program. So I start talking to this person, Daryl Roy. He's my mentor. You know, it's my uncle now. Like, we family. And so the nurse comes and says, hey, this is a working program. Because I was like, I need you to sign off. And he said, this is a working program. I'm not going to be able to sign off on it. Your leg. He said, I can't put my name on that.
Because your leg?
Yeah, because you were still messed up.
Because my leg, yeah. And it's a working program. So you're going to be working in the dining room. You got to be able to stand for 6 hours.
Gotcha.
You got to be able to move.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can't put my name on that. It's my license. And it's just, all right. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm about to do. So I'm the pod worker. I'm cleaning up. I go outside. It's late at night. I look up at the stars and I say, Ma, at this time I don't have a relationship with God. I'm actually mad at God because he took my mom from me. I say, Mama, please. I need you to talk to your partner up there. I need you to holler at your guy, okay? Please, Mama, I need this program. I promise you, I will not let you down. I promise you, Mama, I promise I will not let you down. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do something different. I need this program. I want to be a better person. I will not let you down. I will not disappoint you anymore, because that's the one thing for me is I disappointed my mom a lot, you know? Please, mama. And next day or day after, nurse practitioner comes into the pod. Townsend, let me talk to you. Go and talk to him. He says, you know what? I'm going to sign off on this program. But you got to promise me you're going to go to the hospital. And I says, absolutely. No questions asked. Absolutely. If anything's happening to my leg, I'm going to go anyways. It don't matter. You know what I mean? I know I got to take care of my stuff.
Right.
So, boom, we do that and sign off on the program. And then I get an early release because I helped the sergeant clean up some mess. Like they used to pull us out the program dorm to go clean up the courts or whatever. I get an early release date, like 5 days, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to go get me some skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go holler at mama real quick.
Let's go, baby.
And so I get picked up by my recovery coach. I was like, hey, I need to go do this. He's like, yeah, we can't do it. We got to go to probation. And go to probation. Probation's like, I'm like, you know, my dad's sick. He's dying. I don't know what's wrong with him. I need to go check on him. She's like, well, if you don't go to this program and you leave, I'm violating you.
What?
That's what I said. I'm like, this ain't even your idea. This is my idea. You didn't tell me I got to go to the program. This is my idea. This is me. You guys didn't tell me whatever. So I didn't get to go get no skin. My dad wasn't dying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was like this on the handle the whole way there. But I got to the program, man, and that was December 29th, 2017.
And you were there for a whole year?
I was there for a whole year. I graduated December 6th, 2008. I started working at that very program January 7th, 2019.
Oh, right on, bro.
And that's when I started to become a counselor. I was actually going to be a merchant marine, wanted to travel the world, yeah. And then me and my wife got together, and then I ended up going back to jail twice while I was clean. You know, one for some old stuff that I did. I tried to rip an ATM out of this gas station, and I had to take care of that. And you know, they found me, and that was man. And then I went to jail that one time when I had a warrant, and when I met Inky Johnson, and that's when I, you know, found out that this is what I want to do. And I love talking to the kids.
That solidified it.
When I seen Inky Johnson's story, that's when I said, you know what, I want to be a motivational speaker. And then I started getting into Eric Thomas and all of these, but Inky Johnson is the one for me.
Yeah. Yeah, right on.
What's the best advice you ever gotten with being inside jail by like people in jail?
Keep your mouth shut.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
keeps you alive too.
Yeah, I got in trouble with my people, man, because I got involved in some shit that I wasn't supposed to get involved with. You know, the little partner, man, from West Oakland. You know, and he was he's affiliated with this one side, and another side was another kid in there, and he was gonna come and sleep him. I caught wind of it, and I was like, hey, Day-Day. I actually went and told the barber. I should have just went and hollered at Day-Day. I went and told the barber. The barber is like, I said, hey, they gonna try to come slide on Day-Day, let him know. You know, I got involved in some shit that I shouldn't have got involved with, you know, and you know, my people kind of got mad. So they was like, you got to do 500 burpees. I was like, we could just fade in the corner. Let's just
let's get it over with.
Yeah, and then one of my I call him my unc. You know, he's my unc. He's like, nephew, we ain't doing that. You gonna do these push-ups? I'm like, why not? He says, we in the program dorm. You gonna do your push-ups?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm not doing them. He's like, just do them. I'm like, man,
trying to keep you out of
and
trouble.
then they're like, hey, you gotta it's like. He can do him until he throws up. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you think I'm about to throw up? And then somebody had to do him with me, and I said, man, my bad, homeboy. You gonna have to do these 500 burpees. I ain't throwing up. He was hot. The dude was, just fucking throw up, man. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't. We doing these push-ups. And then I got done with the push-ups. I looked at the OG that was in there, and I was like, and I'll do that shit again. Yeah. I said, little bruh, sleep next to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, it ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You know, I could have not have done it, but you know, It is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
So, bro, you've been sober for what, 8 years?
Yeah.
8 years, man.
Clean off of everything.
I commend you for that. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
You have to dig deep mentally for that. How is being sober every day for you? Is it a challenge, or have you gotten over that hurdle where it's not a challenge anymore for you, right?
Like, do I still think about using?
Yeah. Do you still think about using? How do you get through your days?
Times, man. The times it comes up. I used to like to get high and be with a woman. You know. Times it comes up, bro. You know where. But for me, my life was so miserable when I was getting high that nothing would want me to go back to there. You know, go back to that moment. It don't matter because it's only temporary. Yeah. It doesn't bring nobody back to life. That's what I tell everybody. It doesn't bring nobody back. Doesn't bring, it doesn't get you your money back. It creates more problems. I tell this to people all the time. When you're running away from your problems, you get further and further away from them that you'll never be able to take care of them. It's just like the bison. You got to turn around and you got to face that. You got to understand that when you got an issue, you got to take care of it. Yeah. That's what about being a man is. About being a grown-up is. A woman, man, responsible person. It's not about being, oh, I'm this gangster. I'm about to go handle this business. Now, being gangster is taking care of your family. Being gangster is taking care of your responsibilities. Being gangster is being able to take a problem and solve it, not dissolve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to sit here and just, just wipe it out. Like, no, we're going to figure out how to solve this so it doesn't keep happening, right? Yeah. If your pipe busted in your wall right now, what you going to do? You're going to go in there and you're going to fill that hole up. You're going to fix it so it don't keep leaking. Right. Same thing with a problem. So, man, that's gangster shit to me nowadays. It's like that. And, go back to your question, man, some of the good advice that I got when I was locked up was, don't come back, don't come back. But use this time to your advantage. And that's what I tell people. You got to use this time to your advantage. Like, they getting paid for you while you in there. Yeah. So you got to make it count. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it count. And then when you come out of jail, what I want you to do is, anybody that's, listening to this, has been incarcerated, or you just got out, you've been locked up, just got out, you're on probation or whatever, I want you to go make that probation officer, I want you to make that person your best friend. I want you to make that person your best friend, because what happens is they got so much resources and they're there to actually help you. I get it that, you don't want to go. See, this is another part about being gangster, is taking care of your responsibilities and doing the right thing in life, because it's so hard to do the right thing. Yeah. It's easy to do whatever we want. Yeah. It's hard to follow these rules, right? It's hard to pay taxes. It's hard to pay bills. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to do that. Everything. So go make that probation officer your best friend. Ask them what the resources are, how it is that they can benefit you, and because they're getting paid for you. They're getting paid for you. So make them work for that shit. Go ahead and get that free housing. Go ahead and get those free gift cards, then bus passes, that gas, whatever it is. Like, you need to take advantage of those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because really they're put in place to help us. Yeah. You know what I mean? So bro, the biggest thing, man, like when I was getting cleaned up and I was taking my classes, I couldn't relate to a lot of these cats, because a lot of them were complainers or they were victims. Yeah. Right? They complained about everything, or they were a victim to everything. Right? How do you approach a young kid coming through your program who comes in with that victim mentality and blames everything and everybody except pointing their finger at themselves? What's the number one thing you tell them? You gotta really, it's not one thing that we can tell them. Yeah, because we're dealing with kids, right? Well, and sometimes they come in households where everybody's a victim, so that's all they know. So, but how do you start changing that? How do you start to crack that? We gotta build that rapport. Right. We gotta sit there and let them talk. Yeah. You gotta let them talk. Right. Absolutely. You gotta be there. You got to gain that trust, because I can gain your trust easy. Your son, it's gonna take a little bit of work. Yeah. right? Because they're shy for one, they don't know. And especially if they're complaining, they're obviously been through some trauma. Right? So they've obviously been through something, they've been betrayed, they don't trust somebody, feelings have been hurt. So now I'm here to listen to you.
They probably don't feel heard, they don't feel like they matter.
Exactly. And that all has to go with being betrayed. So I'm just the ear. So what I do is I don't even say nothing at first. I just listen. I'm listening to you. I'm giving you something that you probably don't know what this is. So I'm listening to you. And I might even agree with you on some of the things.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
What? They did that? Oh man.
To build that connection with
We're building that connection. Now, I'm not gonna just say, damn, just agree with anything. But I'm like, damn.
Being genuine.
Okay, damn, that's fucked up. Like, oh man, So we build that rapport. Then we start getting into the things, and then you ask them. This is what you say.
Yeah.
Damn, Danny, what you think you could have probably did different in that situation?
Right.
And they say, well, I could have. Boom. Then we start hitting these things that's like, oh, okay. What's gonna get us? What's gonna get us to try to do those things?
Yeah.
Right. How are we gonna get to that moment where we're gonna try to do these things, and and they start creating their own plan of action. I'm not creating it because you already have a problem with authority, people telling you what to do. You're being told to go to school, you don't want to. You're being told to clean the dishes, you don't want to. I'm sure you guys deal with it with your kids.
Yeah.
Right? I deal with it, I got a beautiful, she's my stepdaughter, my daughter. I love her to death, 22, and I'm telling you. And I'm grateful to have this relationship with this young woman because she's allowed me to come into her life and be with her mother. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't letting nobody buy my mama. You know what I'm saying? But I've been accepted, right? Yeah. Once I was accepted by her, I knew that I was good, that we were going to be able to do this relationship. You know what I mean? But she can ask me for anything, hands down, whatever the case may be. I got it. She doesn't need or want for much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, it's just like, but do the dishes or do this. I gotta ask her all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is with kids too. So it's like you gotta make it to where they start to create their own plan. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I could have probably not talked to my mom that way, or I could have probably not smacked my little brother. Well, what could have you done different? I probably went outside. I could have probably went and gone and played my game. Okay, let's write these things down. How do you feel about that? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Put it in your phone because you're always on your phone.
Yeah. You're just pulling that out of them and letting them.
I'm not even pulling it.
Just coming out.
I'm just, they're giving it to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, what can't we?
Yeah.
I am pulling it, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't like to say I'm pulling it because I want to give them all of the authority. I want to give them all of the kudos. I want to give them all of that. I'm looking for a certain word, but it's like, I want to give them all of that power that they're coming up with that. Yeah. That's what the youth empowerment thing is for Breaking Impossibilities.
Man,
I just did my first backpack drive, Breaking Impossibilities Youth Empowerment Day. We had great sponsors, from Ace Renovations and Alliance.
Come on, big
Alliance Bath Glazing, right?
Yes, sir.
So we was able to give 80 spray ground backpacks to these youth in Richmond at the Rise Youth Center. Rise was having their Night Out Safety Liberation Day where they come out and the neighborhood comes out and reclaims their safety. Yeah. Right? Stands for the safety. They have a good old time, food vendors. So we did a backpack drive. Another dream I had. Yeah. I had a vision that I was going to give out North Face and Herschel backpacks. Well, North Face.
Some nice backpacks, bro.
But I ended up getting spray ground better.
Yeah.
Because these are the backpacks the kids like.
Yeah.
The ones with the shark teeth on them. Yeah. 80 bags. My goal was 100. Free haircuts. My barber in his shop came out. Free haircuts. I mean, we made it happen. The next one's going to be in Concord, so we're going to do it next year in Concord.
Right on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna keep going. So we're gonna hit you guys up again.
Yeah, let us know. We can.
No,
we can.
you know, but it's gonna be a lot of different things too. We're gonna have a lot of different resources.
I'm all about giving back to the youth, bro.
We're gonna have a lot of resources there. You know what I'm saying? You guys can come out, have a booth there for the Ambition podcast. You know, find different, you know, whatever, however we can connect and collaborate. Because my thing is that we're building the future one youth at a time. You know what I mean? Like it's our future that we're like. Yeah. That's the legacy, y'all. That's the kids. Like we got to make sure they right, man. You know, and some of them have broken homes. They might look good when they come out, but you know, sometimes they're suffering inside. You know, and they don't know how to talk about it. So.
Yeah. Man, quick, I'm gonna throw you off track here because I know we're coming to the close right here. If you could be any animal in this world, what would you be and why?
Man. Damn, I always know this answer until it's asked, man. Nah, for real, man. There's an animal that I love, man. You know, of course, you know, you got the lions, you got that, you know, but let me come back to that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let me come back to that, cause there is a certain animal, man, that I definitely don't want to be a fish because I love to catch fish.
Yeah, right on. We got to go out there and hit the water soon, man.
Oh yeah, you fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You got a boat?
No, but we can rent one though, dog.
Boat fishing?
Bow fishing?
Is that what you
no,
said?
boat.
Oh, a boat. I was like, damn.
No.
All right,
we could do bow fishing.
If you won $100 million right now, what are the first 3 things you do with your money?
First, I'm about to pay all my debt off.
Right?
Yeah. For sure, about to pay all my debt off. That's a fact. That's because that's the one thing I'm drowning in right now. But definitely,
aren't we all, bro?
I'm going to. There's a few things that I want to do. I'm gonna open up I want to open up a youth center, right?
I can see that.
Youth center, and then some homes for people, you know, sober living homes. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. So get a nonprofit going, being able to give back to the community and stuff like that. But also just, you know, make sure I'm gonna pay off some things. That's my thing. I'm gonna pay off some things. And pay off the debt, you know. Pay off the debt, free up some stuff, and give back to the community. $100 million is a lot of money, so there's a lot of different things that I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to, you know what I mean? But there's going to be some buildings going down, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of things that's happening.
Just the simple fact you said, bro, opening up a community for the kids, bro. That's a huge one. That's huge.
Like the Rise Youth Center. Man, shout out to the Rise Youth Center, man. Everybody over there, man.
Okay.
Where's that at?
In Richmond.
Okay.
Man.
Is that the same one that who were we talking to? Oh no, it was when I was doing the research for Tatiana.
Oh, okay.
I think did they have a music thing there or no?
Yeah.
I think that's where she started.
They got a music.
Oh, she's from there?
Yeah, so I think
they got a
sorry,
studio.
Tatiana, if I got your story wrong, she's gonna come on the podcast. But I think when I was listening to her story, that's how she got started. She went to that center, they taught her about music, and then she kind of like started. And now she's a rapper.
Bro.
Yeah, that's where the name kind of rang. But
yeah, it's in Richmond, bro. They have a music studio, they have a podcast studio, they have everything, bro. They have all these different departments for the youth, and it's an absolutely phenomenal thing. And that's one of the things why I wanted to partner with them in this, like, is because of the great things that they're doing. Because I worked with the kids in Richmond as a counselor, and I went to all the different high schools. So, and I knew about Rise. So that's something that I wanted to do, and they were so gracious to let me have my own little space and give out these backpacks and really help me form my first event, but inside their event. Now next year I'm gonna try to take it out and expand it a little bit more. So, you know what I mean? We're gonna be, we're gonna be asking for a little bit more money from the donors and stuff like that to get more backpacks, to get more supplies. Like, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot bigger than, like, we're already in the planning stages. So,
anything
the second
we can
annual,
do to help, let us know.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
So I got a question. So And more than a question is, if you could say something and look at the camera and say it to yourself, like if you can talk to your younger self, like maybe that 12, 13-year-old you, what will be a message you will send him now going through this, basically looking at your life in reverse? And also, what will be some warnings that you will tell him?
Justo, check this out, bruh. You are loved, you are supported, and people do care about you. Don't give up on your dreams. Take the risks that you need to take to get to the places you get to. Do not, I repeat, do not be afraid to fail. So stop thinking that you're gonna fail before you even try, because you have a problem with that right now. So stop and just do it. You like Nikes, so just do it, my guy. I promise you, you will benefit and you will not regret your decisions. Stop being afraid to take that step and stop telling yourself that you are not capable of completing whatever it is that you're thinking about doing right now. Whatever it is, just go and do it, because you have great ideas. And you can do anything you put your mind to. Remember, nothing is impossible. Anything is possible. When you break that word impossible down, it says, I'm possible. Keep telling yourself that, my guy. My only warning to you is don't be afraid, because that is gonna cut your blessings off. Keep pushing.
That was beautiful, bro.
That was awesome.
That was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, on the flip side of that, talk to yourself 10 years from now. What are the goals? What are the things, the people? How far are you trying to go? Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years, man?
Man, it's a long time, man. 10 years, man.
What are the goals you're trying to achieve in 10 years?
Brother, I hope you got that flying RV that Tenaya wants by this time, because if not, you're probably gonna be divorced.
I feel that one, bro. I feel that one.
I just hope that we have that by then. I hope everybody's in good health, but I can tell you, man, that, I can't wait to travel these places that you've been, these buildings that you've built, that you've created for the youth, for the underserved, the homeless, the at-risk youth, for the people suffering from addiction and mental health, and all these different people that you're helping. The community man you are. You're probably a nurse by now. And you're doing great things. Your podcast is helping so many people. You're doing what you need to do to be that change agent that you inspired me to be so long ago. But just know that I'm coming, and I can't wait to see the things that you got, sir. And let's get it.
That's
Straight
awesome.
up, bro. That's awesome, man. If you could have any power, any kind of power in this world, superpower, what would it be?
Man. I think I already got one, man. I think I could talk, man,
Yeah.
That is a superpower.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good at interviewing and talking to people too.
Yeah.
I think I'm good at that. For me, a superpower, man, is man, I don't even know, Danny. The animal and the superpower is throwing me off right now. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what animal I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Like, I just want to be the best at whatever I'm doing, man. You know what I mean?
But you're doing a great job, bro.
Yeah, man, like that's what my mom always used to tell me. Like, whatever it is you do, boy, just be the best.
You can.
Be the best you can, you know, because you just be the best. It doesn't matter if you're pushing a shopping cart collecting cans. Just be the best at it. Just be the best, right? And I just, you know, and that wasn't her telling me that to push a shopping cart and go collect cans, but at that lowest of the level, like, and that's not even a low level, but just be the best at whatever you do. It doesn't matter what it is, you know? So for me, I wish I had the superpower of being calm, man. Not being so irritated and angry all the time.
Right.
I wish I understood that.
Is that something you're working on?
Yeah, man.
Every day?
I mean, it sounds like you're on the path of doing that. You got a lot of luggage, you know, and I can tell you because I've seen this guy's trajectory, and 5 years ago, from now and beyond, I seen him drop some of that anger. I think whatever you're doing, just keep doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Maybe you could tell my wife that. You know?
Hey, somebody has to keep you on your toes, dude.
Somebody's got to keep you on your toes.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, man. I just, you know, for me, superpowers is you're just continuing to help people.
Okay.
Saving lives.
I
got a shirt.
Superpower.
I made a shirt that says "Saving Lives is my why." I made this shirt too, "Faith over fear" every time. See, it says "Breaking Impossibilities." You know, if you guys want any of that, man, all my stuff probably be in the description, right? Just hit the link, DM me. I got shirts, you know, my website and stuff. But saving lives is my why. And the thing about my merch or my shirts is that it has a message on it.
Yeah, I love all your shirts.
Yeah.
Your shirts are great.
Because my message for me is that it's just not about me wearing it, but it's about somebody else that suffer in silence. They could read it and then it could resonate with them.
It might be the thing they needed to hear that day or that moment.
Read, right? That's why on the back of my sweater you can see it, you know.
Yeah.
There's a message on the back. And, you know, it's for the person that's walking behind me that is probably going through a bad day. And they see it on the back of my shirt or they see it on the back of my sweater and it says, you know, don't worry about what you're going through right now. It's not going to break you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great message.
But yeah. No.
Bro, if I can tell you one thing though, man, about the anger issue or just being irritated, like for me, I read this one quote by Marcus Aurelius. I want to say it was him. I'm almost sure it was him, but it said, whatever angers you controls you. Right? And for some reason, when I read that, it just did something to my brain. Now, I don't have it 100%, but every time I start to feel something boil, right, I say that to myself, whatever angers you controls you, right? Because at the end of the day, 99% of the times, all the trouble I got into is because I was angry, right? And then for that moment, whether if it was 5 minutes, a day, a week or two, it controlled me for that whole time, right? Every decision I made, everything I did, every person I hurt, right? Everything I stole, every drug I put in my body, I was angry, right? So maybe that might help you. Maybe it might touch a little bit inside you, but that's one thing I carry with myself, bro. Whatever angers you controls you, Danny. Don't let nothing anger you, because the only thing that can anger you is yourself, right?
Man, that's deep. It did something to me too. I don't even know who said it, but I know Danny said it, so I'm gonna use that shit.
Yeah, right on, brother.
'Cause once you said that, I was like, damn, my finances control me.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Because that's what angers me the most is finances. Because I have financial insecurity, bro. I'm afraid of being broke. I've been broke all my fucking life. I don't want to have this house that we just bought and now I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. I went from homeless to homeowner, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, bro, like, so you can't tell me that nothing is impossible. You can't tell me that. Like, you know? You just can't. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm about to transition and go be a nurse. I'm a substance use counselor. I'm going to school studying to become a licensed clinical social worker. But now I'm just transitioning to be a nurse. I was telling my sponsor that today. And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I said, but you know, I'm already, it's like, he's like, yeah. I said, but you know me. He says, yeah. You already made up your mind.
That's right.
And he knows when I make up my mind that it happens. I said I was gonna buy a house, I did. I said I was gonna go work at the county, I did. I said I was gonna do these, and all these things. By the way, everything on that goal list I checked off.
Man, let's go. So it sounds like you need to make a longer one, a more scarier one.
I need to update
You dig what
it.
I'm saying?
I
You
need
need
to
to
update
update
it.
it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got to move the goalposts.
Yeah.
So man, first of all, bro, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for making time to come out here.
I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for sharing your story.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Thank you for giving me my time to share my story with you.
Yeah.
Bro, I've only met you a couple times, but it feels like I know you, dog. Right?
Yeah.
Whatever endeavor you have, whatever program you have, man, reach out to us. If we can help you, I'm 100% down to help you, bro.
For sure.
What you're doing is positive and powerful, and it's
thank you.
pointing people in the right direction, giving kids where we come from the hood, right, an opportunity. Sometimes some of these opportunities that we didn't have, bro, right? Like you said earlier, man, there's something they might look good from the inside, but at home they're suffering. Inside they're suffering.
Yeah.
And if we can just give them one little ounce of belief, brother, if we just give them that, sometimes that little young Justin, that's all he needed.
Yeah.
That little young Danny, little young Angel, that's all we need, bro. So if I can tell you one thing, brother, don't stop. Don't stop. You know what I mean? Don't look at how far you got to go, but sometimes turn around and look at how far you got. Right? Because that's one thing that kills me sometimes. I keep looking forward too much where I don't look back and see how far I've come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and you know, you said something too, is like, don't worry about what's in the future. Stay right here in the present.
Present, brother.
Because when you start to look in the future, when I start to look in the future, what happens is that I start to think about all the things that I want.
Yeah.
And then I start getting overwhelmed because it's like, damn, I'm not gonna get that. I start comparing myself
But that's
to other
fear.
people.
That's fear. There's hiding behind that feeling.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's why I had to talk to young Justo, right? About don't be afraid. You got this. Don't be afraid. Just do it, because it's like that's where I'll get and I'll start comparing. Oh, I'm not capable. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this nice podcast studio. Like, I'm not going to be able to have nothing like this. Like, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying that's what I'm thinking right now, but that's just an example. And then for me, it's like I start to trip on the future. But right now, what I need to future trip on is what I got right now, because what I have right now is just enough for me to get to where I need to get to. Just like I talked about the book of Matthew, man. It doesn't matter, because God always got us. He sent an angel down to tell Joseph to leave when they were coming to get Jesus. So, of course, he got me. So I got exactly everything that I need right now to be the person that I want to be in the future.
Amen, brother.
100%.
And so we got to stay in the present, because we got everything we need. You know what I mean? We just need to, and then all that stuff's going to come.
Yeah.
All that stuff's going to come, you know? So, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for having me, man. It's a beautiful setup, man.
Thank you for being here. Take a minute to talk to the camera and tell us what you got going on. And we're going to link all your socials and stuff where they can find you, but just so that we have it on the video.
Yeah, come on, right there, baby. Sell it, baby.
So,
Sell it. Let's go.
So, what's up, y'all, man? Justin Townsend of Breaking Impossibilities podcast, man, where we turn pain into purpose. We bring real life stories to help people grow and break those impossibilities. You can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Breaking Impossibilities, TikTok, Breaking Impossibilities, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, Breaking Impossibilities. Find the podcast on YouTube. I have my own website where there's merch and stuff like that. I have some custom design shirts. You can also DM me on Instagram and we can get that going. Right now I'm in the process of writing my first book, Breaking Impossibilities. I got an ebook coming out, Breaking Impossibilities, the blueprint to help people that are going through anything in life. I'm really going to be targeting people in treatment programs that can go through this 10 chapters of self-development to inspire them or to propel them into a better position that they're at, right? I also have a lot of different things going on, like, got the podcast going on. I got the second annual Breaking Impossibilities Youth Empowerment Day coming next year.
Let's go, bro.
So those are the things that I got going on right now. If you DM me, you follow me, I follow you back. So that's about it, man.
Thanks, Justin. It was a pleasure having you here. It was a great reminder, and I hope everybody took it this way. I certainly did. That the struggle is not the end. You know, the struggle can be the forge, and nothing's impossible, right? Nothing's impossible. You're obviously a great example that whatever you want to do, you can do it. So thank you. Guys, you guys know what time it is. Like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure to leave us a comment. Go ahead and go follow this guy, please. And thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And you guys already know, whatever you're gonna do, burn the ships.
Burn
There's
them,
no
baby.
plan B, only plan A. Get it done, baby.
Just the roots of
Let's go.
ambition. We left the horror, no lifeline, no crutch. Just hustle in our hands and a dream to clutch.